इंट्रोडक्शन कर दिया आप लोगों ने. तो आई थिंक वी हैव द सेम स्टूडेंट्स जिन्होंने कल ज्वाइन किया था सेशन, राइट? Hopefully majority of the students are the same from the last session. So as I said at the very end of the last session that I will start with linked list because that is something that we didn't cover yesterday, and because hopefully I think I can introduce you to trees as well, but these topics are vast, as you already know, right? They in itself take around 15-20 hours, so I cannot cover it everything in a 1 hour session. But I will start with linked list. We will try to see what is linked list, how to insert, how to delete values inside the linked list. We'll see a couple of questions which are very common in interviews. Right, so let's get started. Let me share my screen. So just let me share my screen. I am not able to do it. Anyone? Okay. Right. So I will share the notes and the code today. कल मैंने share नहीं किया था. I will share it today. Okay. Right. So first of all, before we talk about linked list, we need to first briefly talk about arrays. So I hope everyone knows what an array is. So to put it simply, an array, it's a linear data structure. It's a data structure that you use to store elements in a linear fashion, and it stores its values in a contiguous manner. Contiguous का मतलब क्या होता है? So for example, if I want to create an array of integers, say I have an array that contains 5 integers, and those values are 20, 20, 30, 40, and 50, right? So I want to create an array of integers that contains these 5 values. Now, in general, in most programming languages, array takes 4 bytes of memory space. So because I want to store 5 integer elements, a block of 20 bytes will be allocated to store the elements of this array. So let's say the first element goes here, second element goes here, third element goes here, fourth element goes here, and fifth element goes here. This is the element at the 0th index, first index, second index, third index, and the fourth index. So this is my array. And this is 20 bytes of memory space. Now, can anyone tell me what is the advantage of this contiguous allocation? Like, you could have allocated memory in discontinuous fashion as well, but what is the advantage of this contiguous allocation that arrays provide you? Random access, exactly. So the advantage of allocating memory in a contiguous way to store elements of the array is that you can access any element in the array, or you can index any element in this array in constant time. सबको ये चीज पता है पहले से, hopefully. I can access any element inside this array using its index in constant time. Right? Oh, fun. Right, so that is an advantage of contiguous allocation. That is an advantage of arrays. But in general, when you create arrays, for example, in languages like C++ or in Java, when you create arrays, we create static arrays. I'm not sure about Java because I have not used it for like 5 years. But typically, when we create arrays in C++, we create static arrays. So when we create static arrays, that is during compile time, we need to specify the size of the array. For example, if I want to create an integer array to store 5 elements, I need to specify that I want to store 5 elements. If I want to create an integer array to store, let's say 100 elements, I need to specify that I need enough space to store 100 elements, right? So the advantage of arrays is that contiguous allocation, random access is constant. But if you create it statically, then you have to provide the size at the compile time. But most often in many applications or in your programs, what happens is that you do not know beforehand what should be the size of the array, and that is where dynamic arrays comes into picture. So कितने लोगों ने dynamic arrays के बारे में सुना है? How many of you have heard about dynamic arrays? These are arrays for which you don't need to specify the size. You can, but it is optional. तो किसी ने अगर C++ यहाँ पर use की है, तो can anyone tell me which data structure or which container implements dynamic arrays in C++? Vectors, exactly. So dynamic arrays are implemented by vectors in C++. Now let's see how dynamic arrays work. So dynamic array कैसे काम करता है? Of course, you don't need to specify the size. That is an advantage. But let's try to see how it works. So in general, what happens is when you create a vector or when you create a dynamic array, then I think if you want to store integers, then 4 bytes of memory space is allocated initially, right? So that you can store in a single integer. Now, if I want to store an element, let's say I want to store 10, then in this space, 10 will be stored. Now, if I want to store 20, because I have already exhausted the capacity of the vector that was initially allocated to me, a new memory will be allocated with twice the size as the initial memory. So this will be 8 bytes of memory space. Once this new allocation is done, this content is copied here. So 10 will come here, and then I can insert 20, right? Now, if I want to insert 30, what happens is, again, a new block of memory with twice the capacity as the initial capacity. So 16 bytes will be allocated. This content will be copied here. So 10 is copied, 20 is copied, and then I can insert 30. So 30 goes here. Now, let's say I want to insert a 40 because I still have some capacity left in this vector. So I can just insert 40 here. Now, if I want to insert 50, what happens? Again, a new block of memory with twice the initial capacity. So 32 bytes. So let's assume this is 32 bytes will be allocated. The content of the original array will be copied. So 10, 20, 30, and 40 is copied. And then 50 is inserted, right? And so on. So dynamic arrays, they give you an advantage that you don't need to specify the size when you declare them. They allocate memory in a contiguous fashion, so you can access every element in a constant time. But this resize operation, when you exhaust the capacity of a vector or you exhaust the capacity of a dynamic array, this is expensive. Why it is expensive? Because you need to reallocate some memory, copy the contents, and then you have to insert. So clearly, dynamic arrays, they have their own disadvantages. Moreover, let's assume that you created a dynamic array that contains 1 million elements, right? And now you want to insert one more element. So what happens? Another block of memory that is sufficient to hold 2 million elements will be allocated. 1 million elements will be copied to that new vector, and then the element that you wanted to insert will be inserted. And now imagine कि उसको insert करने के बाद अब आपको कोई array element insert नहीं करना, so you are wasting space as well, right? ये जो doubling की strategy है that we always allocate space which is double the initial space, ये C++ में होता है. Of course you can have your own implementation, but this works good in practical scenarios, right? So with dynamic arrays, you have contiguous allocation which allows you random access, but the resize operation can be expensive during when you exhaust the capacity of a vector. इतना सबको clear है what are arrays and what are dynamic arrays or vectors? Then we can move to linked list. हर्षित ने पूछा है what if we create it in a heap using the new keyword? मतलब आपको क्या create करना है? Vector को create करना है तो vector is automatically created dynamically. तो new keyword से we create or we allocate memory dynamically, तो vectors आपके पहले से कर रहे हैं. Dynamic arrays using new, that is the same thing. तो vector is an implementation of dynamic arrays. You can implement it on your own as well. मतलब जैसे अगर आपको एक vector create करना है, sorry, एक array create करना है dynamically, मैं C++ में syntax लिखूंगा. Let's say I want to create an array that has a capacity n. So this will allocate enough space so that I can store n integers, and I can store the pointer of the starting address in an integer to a pointer to an integer. Let's say ptr, right? तो ये चीज vector आपके लिए पहले से करके देता है. तो don't have to do that. आपको खुद नहीं करना, internally यही काम कर रहा है वो. ठीक है हर्षित? So that is the use of STL. मतलब STL है क्यों? आप सब कुछ खुद भी बना सकते हो, but it is for your convenience, because typically when you sit for placements, अगर आपके भी placements शुरू होने वाली हैं, तो आपको जब problems मिलेंगी, तो they don't want you to get into a lot of syntax. आपको syntax पहले से आना चाहिए. If you know STL, आपकी life काफी easy हो जाएगी. Of course, if you use Python or some other language, then of course they have other capabilities, right? Okay, so that is about arrays and dynamic arrays. The main points were they were allocating memory in a contiguous fashion, which allows random access. But again, they have their own disadvantages. Now next comes linked list. So what is a linked list? It's also a linear data structure that stores elements in a sequential way. But when you create a linked list, then memory is allocated in a discontiguous fashion. इसका मतलब क्या है? Let's say I want to create a linked list and I want to store 5 integers. Once again, I want to store the integers 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So I want to create a linked list to store these 5 integers. Then what will happen is for each element that I want to store, a block of memory will be allocated in a discontiguous way. So let's say a block of memory, let's say at address 100, is allocated to store this element, let's say 10. Then for 20, another block of memory, let's say this time at address 50, is allocated to store 20. Then if I want to store 30, another block of memory, let's say this time at address 150, is allocated to store 30. When I want to store 40, another block of memory, let's say at address 250, is allocated to store 40. And finally, to store 50, another block of memory, let's say at address 200, is allocated so that you can store 50, right? So linked list, it's a linear data structure that stores its element in a discontiguous way. For every element in a linked list, a new block of memory is allocated in an independent fashion, right? Now, linked list is a linear data structure. इसका मतलब क्या है कि there exists an inherent order between the elements. For example, I know that after 10 comes 20, after 20 comes 30, after 30 comes 40, after 40 comes 50. This is what I know. But right now, when I allocate memory for every element in a discontiguous fashion, what happens is that order is no longer there. For example, I do not know whether 20 is the first element or 10 is the first element, or my linked list starts from 40. Moreover, I do not know what comes after 10 or what comes after 30, right? सबको ये प्रॉब्लम दिख रही है साफ साफ यहाँ पर कि discontiguous allocation तो आपने कर दिया, but you lose the order जो आपको चाहिए था. So can anyone tell me how can I fix this problem? What additional information every element should store so that we know the order is maintained? We know what is the starting point of the linked list. कोई बता सकता है? What information you should store in every element so that we maintain the order? Exactly. तो काफी लोगों ने बताया what we can do is we can store the address of next element with each element. So for example, I know that after 10 comes 20. So with 10, I will store the address of 20. So 20 का address क्या है? It is 50. Then I know after 20 comes 30. So I can store the address of 30 in this element that contains the value 20. So I can store 150. I know that after 30 comes 40. So here I can store the address of 40, which is 250. I know after 40 comes 50. So I can store the address of 50 here, which is 200. And of course, nothing comes after 50. So यहाँ पर कुछ भी, it can be null, it can be garbage, anything, right? Typically you have a null. How to get address of next one? तो implementation में देखेंगे how we get. अभी के लिए मान लो आपका address है, ठीक है? लक्ष्य, right? Now, when you add these addresses with every element, what happens is these links are created. For example, now आप addresses कौन से variable में store करते हो? You store addresses in the pointer, right? So a link is created from here to here. Another link is created from, I think 20 के बाद 30 आता है. So a link is created from here to here. From 30, I have a link that goes from here to here, and 40, I have a link that goes from here to here, right? So in this way, by storing additional information in form of this address of the next element, you are able to ensure that the order is maintained between the nodes. ये चीज सबको clear है that yes, if I store addresses of the next elements at every node or at every element, I can maintain the order. Okay. तो मैं इसको थोड़ा अच्छे से बना देता हूँ. अभी तो काफी cluttered है. तो we have 10, which is followed by 20, which is followed by 30. And this is followed by 40, and this is followed by 50. This is my linked list. Now, in linked list, every element, along with its data and the address of the next element, is also known as a node of a linked list, right? इसको हम node भी कहते हैं. So I can say my linked list is nothing but it's a collection of nodes. So this is the first node in the linked list. This is the second node in the linked list. This is the third node in the linked list. This is the fourth node in the linked list, and this is the fifth node in the linked list. Just a way of saying. What is the advantage of storing data in a discontiguous fashion? तो अभी हम देखेंगे उसको, ठीक है? So every element along with the data and the address of the next element is also called a node in a linked list. Moreover, the first element or the first node in a linked list is also known as the head node of the linked list. So this is known as the head node of the linked list. Similarly, the last node is known as the tail node of the linked list. And in general, what you do is you maintain a pointer to the head node, right? So we typically maintain a pointer to the head node. And the pointer to the head node actually represents your linked list. हम ये आगे देखेंगे. It actually represents your linked list. Similarly, sometimes it is beneficial to maintain a pointer to the tail node. If you want to perform some operations on the linked list at the tail end of the linked list, for example, to insert a data or to delete a data at the tail end, if you maintain a tail pointer, that will be more efficient, right? So सबको clear है what is a linked list? It's a linear data structure that stores elements in a discontiguous fashion. Every element in a linked list contains the data and the pointer to the next node, and it is therefore a collection of nodes. The first node is called the head node of the linked list. The last node is called the tail node of the linked list. You typically maintain a pointer to the head node, and if you want to perform operations at the tail end, you can also maintain the pointer to the tail node. इतना सबको clear है what a linked list as a data structure is. टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ इंसर्शन, तो अभी हम वहां पहुंचे ही नहीं है, अभी तो हमने बस ये देखा कि व्हाट इज अ लिंक लिस्ट, विच इंप्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ लिंक लिस्ट इज मोर रेलेवेंट यूजिंग क्लासेस और स्ट्रक्ट। तो कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है, कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है। इनफैक्ट सिंटैक्स इज आप पोर्ट कर सकते हो, देयर इज नो डिफरेंस, राइट। सो आई डोंट थिंक मैंने लास्ट टाइम स्ट्रक्ट कब यूज किया था, टिपिकली मैं क्लासेस ही यूज करता हूँ, बट स्ट्रक्ट और क्लासेस में ज्यादा कोई डिफरेंस है नहीं। आई थिंक स्ट्रक्ट में एवरीथिंग इज पब्लिक बाय डिफॉल्ट, एंड इन क्लासेस यू हैव दीज एक्सेस मॉडिफायर्स। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट मेरे को नहीं लगता कुछ ज्यादा डिफरेंस है। स्ट्रक्ट में यू कैन हैव अ कंस्ट्रक्टर, यू कैन हैव मेंबर फंक्शंस, यू कैन हैव डेटा मेंबर्स, everything that you can have in class you can have in structs. In classes you have this concept of access modifiers, you can make something public, private or protected, right? Sir, C or C++ for learning data structures. So typically I recommend people to start with C++ or with Java. कोई भी लैंग्वेज यूज करो। C में you don't have a standard template library, so it becomes tough, आपको चीजें खुद इंप्लीमेंट करनी पड़ेगी, राइट? तो स्टार्ट विद C++ और विद जावा, और अगर इनमें से कोई भी लैंग्वेज आप स्टार्ट करते हो तो यू कैन पिक अप एनी लैंग्वेज, पाइथन फॉर एग्जांपल, in 10-20 days, right? Generally होता क्या है कि if you study C++, if you take computer science in your 11th and 12th class, they teach C++. तो मेरे साथ ऐसा ही था, मैंने 11th 12th में C++ पढ़ी थी, तो मैं C++ वहां से शुरू कर दी। But if you start learning Java first, that is also fine. Python भी सीख सकते हो, there is no problem. It's a personal choice, but I recommend people to start with C++ or Java so that it becomes easier. But that is really old format of C++. Old format मतलब, तो आई थिंक आप जब अपने क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहे हो मुझको, तो सेलेक्ट एवरीवन इंस्टेड ऑफ होस्ट एंड पैनलिस्ट, सो दैट एवरीवन कैन रीड व्हाटएवर यू आर सेइंग इन द चैट, ठीक है? तो दिस इज व्हाट अ लिंक लिस्ट इज। नाउ लेट्स ट्राई टू इम्प्लीमेंट दिस। इसको एक बार इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट आई डू इज, लेट मी शेयर, ओके, so I want to create a linked list. So first of all, what I will do is I will create a node class. So I hope everyone is comfortable with classes and objects. So I will create a node class. Let me call it node. And this will have two public data members. Every node has a data field. So, and let's assume that linked list is of stores only integers. So the data field is of type int. And it has a pointer to the next node. Because every node stores addresses, and you store addresses in a pointer, I can have a pointer to the next node. So I can say node star, let me call it next. So next is a pointer to a node, right? Now I can have a constructor. So this is a parameterized constructor that accepts a single argument, which is the data with which you want to initialize this node. And I can set this arrow data equals to data, and I can set this arrow next equals to null. So when you create a node in my implementation, you have to supply the data for that node, and by default the next pointer will point to null. इतना सबको clear है? This is the node class for the linked list. I hope सबको clear होगा, especially those who know C++, right? ठीक है. So this is your node class. Now what I will do is I will create a linked list class. So let me say why we have made a constructor here. मतलब कहाँ बनाऊं, मतलब कहीं और बना सकते हैं, क्लास के बाहर बनाना है? हर्षित पूछ रहा है यहाँ पर कंस्ट्रक्टर क्यों बनाया है। तो हर्षित, आपके पास कोई और सजेशन है कि कहीं और बना सकते हैं? तो व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ इट? तो यूज समझ आएगा कंस्ट्रक्टर का। मैंने क्या बोला, दिस इज माय इंप्लीमेंटेशन, यू कैन हैव डिफॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर, यू कैन हैव पैरामीटराइज्ड कंस्ट्रक्टर, इट्स अप टू यू। मैं जैसा काम करूंगा लिंक लिस्ट के साथ, आई विल नीड अ पैरामीटराइज्ड कंस्ट्रक्टर। इफ यू यूज प्लेटफॉर्म्स लाइक LeetCode, तो वो सारे टाइप के कंस्ट्रक्टर आपको प्रोवाइड करते हैं, बट फॉर आवर पर्पसेस दिस इज द ओनली कंस्ट्रक्टर दैट वी विल नीड। So whenever we will create a node, we will supply the data field, the data will be set, and its next pointer will be null. This is my implementation, right? Okay. Now what I will do is I will also create a linked list class. So I can say class linked list. And as I said that a linked list is represented by the pointer to the head node, right? So it will have only a single data member, which is the head of the linked list. And I can write node star head. And I can also create a constructor here. So I can say linked list. And when you create a linked list, when you declare a linked list, what we can do is we can set head equals to null. Because initially my linked list does not contain any data. इतना सबको clear है? The linked list class. Right? Okay. So this is what your entire structure for the linked list class looks like. Now let's move forward. तो हमको पता है कि what are linked lists. Now typically for every data structure, कोई भी data structure होता है, you need to know how to insert data inside that data structure. You should know how to remove elements from the data structure, and you should know how to search elements from a data structure. These are the most common operations that you should know, right? Is it possible to make a linked list in stack memory? So is it possible to make linked list in stack memory? मैंने कभी बनाई नहीं. मतलब स्टैक मेमोरी में अगर आपको लिंक लिस्ट बनानी है, मतलब स्टैटिकली बनानी है, तो हाउ विल यू क्रिएट नोड्स? मतलब ये जो हमें नोड्स चाहिए होते हैं वो कैसे करोगे? वो तो डायनेमिकली क्रिएट होंगे, राइट? तो आई हैव नॉट सीन एनी इंप्लीमेंटेशन जहां पर लिंक लिस्ट को स्टैक में बनाया गया है, बिकॉज लिंक लिस्ट वी अज्यूम इज अ डायनेमिक डेटा स्ट्रक्चर, राइट? So I'm not sure, and I don't think it is possible, because linked list in its definition itself is a dynamic data structure. आप discontiguous fashion में कैसे statically बताओगे? Because static जब आप allocation करते हो memory का, you do not decide कि memory कहाँ से मिलेगी आपको, right? System अपने आप assign करता है. So you have to check it out, right? Okay. So before I talk about the operations, एक चीज miss हो गई, which is what is the advantage of discontiguous allocation? ये ऊपर किसी ने पूछा था कि हम discontiguous allocation कर रहे हैं, क्यों कर रहे हैं? So first of all, the advantage of discontiguous allocation is that you can create linked list dynamically. मतलब it can grow and shrink dynamically. Moreover, if you want to, when you create linked list dynamically, you don't have to perform any resize operations. तो vectors में हमें resize operation करना पड़ता था. यहाँ पर there is no need to perform any resize operation. Moreover, linked list जब आप बना रहे हो, you don't need to specify the size, जो कि array की problem थी. So you don't need to specify the size. You can dynamically grow and shrink the linked list at the runtime without any expensive resize operations. और कोई advantage है linked list का over arrays and vectors that you can think of? Any other advantage of linked list over vectors or arrays? तो vector और arrays में size constraint मैं बता चुका हूँ, of course. तो इसको अच्छे से ऐसे बोल सकते हैं कि in vectors or arrays, because memory is allocated in a contiguous fashion, the maximum sized array or the maximum sized vector is limited by the maximum contiguous memory that you have available, right? Suppose आपके पास बस 100 bytes की contiguous memory available है system में, तो आप vector और array आप arrays नहीं बना सकते of size greater than 100 bytes. On the other hand, अगर आपके system में let's say 200 bytes हैं but they are segmented, तो आप linked list बना सकते हैं 200 bytes की, but vector नहीं बना सकते या array नहीं बना सकते, right? So that is one advantage of linked list. The problem with linked list is that because memory is allocated in a discontiguous fashion, random access is not possible. I cannot index into elements. ये indexing वाली चीज आपके पास नहीं है. You don't have that power, right? Which is better? Depends on the application, depends on the question, depends on the application, depends on the context. Data structures में यही होता है. Whether you talk about stack, queues, heaps, trees, which is better depends on the context. For example, if I want to perform efficient search operations, I want to perform efficient lookups, I will probably use a map or a hash map. If I want to perform efficient lookups of numbers, for example, or for bits, for example, I can use tries. I will not use a hash map. So pros and cons हर data structure के होते हैं, depends on the context, depends on the problem. Typically हमारे साथ क्या होता है कि depends on the question जो आपके interviewer ने पूछा है या आपके lead code या किसी contest पे, right? तो हर data structure का कुछ pro होते हैं, कुछ cons होते हैं. Okay, so if you want to maintain a linear data structure, for example, जहां पर आप बार-बार random access करना चाह रहे हो, so of course you will not use a linked list. You will use an array, right? So the problem with linked list is that contiguous allocation, discontiguous allocation होती है, so you cannot access any element in random in constant time. You have to iterate over the linked list. ठीक है. Now जैसा मैंने बताया, for every data structure, what we need to know is we need to know how to insert data, how to delete data, and how to search information from the data structure. तो linked list में if we talk about insertion, अगर मैं insertion की बात करता हूँ, तो there are 3 ways in which you can insert. You can insert at the head of the linked list, मतलब at the beginning of the linked list. You can insert at the end of the linked list, that is insert at the tail of the linked list, or you can insert at a particular position in the linked list. तो हम बस head को देखेंगे आज because we don't have a lot of time, because और भी काफी चीजें करनी है. So let's try to see how we can insert data at the head of the linked list. So let's assume I have a linked list which contains the value 20, 30, 40, and 50. This is my linked list, and this is my pointer to the head node. Now I want to insert a data with the value 10 at the head of the linked list, that is at the front of the linked list. तो कैसे करूंगा? It's very simple. The first step is you create a new node dynamically. तो मैंने एक नया node बनाया, right, with the value as 10. And जैसा हमारा constructor था, initially when you create a node, its next pointer will be null, right? Once you have created a node, आपका जो second step होगा, you set its next pointer to point to the current head. तो क्या होगा? आपका जो next pointer है इस newly created node का, that will now point to the head of the linked list. That is the second step. The third step is you have to update the head pointer to point to the newly created node. तो ये head pointer यहाँ से हटाकर मैं newly created node पे लाकर रख दूंगा. And that's it. आपने अपना नया node with the value 10, you have managed to insert it successfully at the head of the linked list. सबको ये चीज clear है how we can insert node at the head of the linked list. You create a node, set its next pointer to the current head, and then update the head to point to the newly created node. That's it. बताओ, is this thing clear? Is this thing clear to everyone? I wanted to insert a node at the head of the linked list. It has 3 steps. Create a new node, set its next pointer to the current head, update the current head to point to the newly created node. That's it. You have managed to insert a node at the head of the linked list. Can anyone tell me what is the complexity, time complexity of this operation, insertion at head? कितना time लगेगा इसमें? Constant time. Because all we are doing is we are manipulating. It takes constant time because all we are doing is we are manipulating some pointers. It does not depend on the length of the linked list, so it cannot be linear. So I think Shubham ने कहा linear होगा. It is not linear, it is constant. Space complexity. So space complexity इस operation की कितनी होगी? I think the size of the node itself. जो आपने नया node create किया, that is the space. जितना भी लगता है. So that is constant. Again, it does not depend on the length of the linked list. It is also constant, right? Okay. So let's try to write a function to insert a node at the head of the linked list. So what I can do is I can create a function, insert at head, and this function accepts a single argument, which is the data of the newly created node that you want to insert at the head of the linked list, and it will not return any value. So the return type will be void, right? Now, what was the first step? Create a new node. That is the first step. So how can I create a new node dynamically? So I will use the new keyword. So I can say new node, and this will create a new node with this data. Sir, making head pointer global is a good practice. So it depends. For example, यहाँ पर मैं linked list की class बना रहा हूँ, so I don't need to maintain head pointer as a global variable. I am creating it as a part of the class. तो आपके question पे depend करेगा. Depends on how much time you have, right? So typically होता क्या है कि you avoid object-oriented programming in a competitive environment. You go with functional programming. तो वहाँ पर most people go with a global head, right? Depends on the context, depends on the environment. कहाँ पर आप कर रहे हो काम, क्या चीज़ easy आपके लिए. I am creating a class so that it becomes more intuitive, right? Harshit. Okay. So the first step is to create a new node, and I can create a new node dynamically using the new keyword. So this will create a new node with this data, and then it will return the address of the newly created node. And I can store that address in a pointer to a node. So I can say node star, let's say n equals to this. So n is a pointer to a node that stores the address of the newly created node. तो किसी ने पूछा था कि next node का address कहाँ से मिलता है? वो ऐसे मिलता है, right? So we have created a new node. Second step क्या है? Set its next pointer to the current head. So I can say n arrow next equals to head. That's it. What is the third step? Reassign the head to the newly created node. So I can say head equals to n, and that's it. You are done. अब बताओ इस प्रोग्राम को देखकर कांस्टेंट टाइम लगता है कि नहीं लगता? किसी ने, आई थिंक शुभम ऊपर था जिसने कहा था लीनियर टाइम लगता है. तो शुभम यहाँ पर क्या कोई ऐसा ऑपरेशन कर रहे हो दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन द लेंथ ऑफ द लिंक लिस्ट? नो, ऐसा कोई ऑपरेशन नहीं है. वी क्रिएट अ न्यू नोड, we adjust the next pointer of the newly created node, and then we reassign the pointer to the head node to the newly created node. This is a constant time operation, right? So insertion at head takes constant time. Okay, right? So we have seen how we can insert a node in a linked list. Now, what if I want to delete a node? Again, deletion you can perform at the head, you can perform at the tail, you can perform at a position. हम बस head से delete करना सीखेंगे आज की क्लास में. So how can you delete a node from the head? So let's say I have a linked list. Sir, if we do not make head equals to null initially, is it fine? So it is not fine, because if you do not set head as null, तो मैं typically अपने students को ये बोलता हूँ कि whenever you make a pointer and you do not have any initial value for it, always set it to null. Why? Because it is possible, जब आप बड़े प्रोग्राम लिखोगे, it is possible you will try to dereference it. और अगर वो null नहीं होगा and you try to dereference it, तो आप किसी garbage address को dereference करोगे and that will lead to a bug. So typically, especially in C++, people say that always initialize your pointers with null if you do not know the initial value. It's a good practice. Okay. So the complexity changes with the change of position of insertion. So for example, insertion की चलो एक और बात कर लेते हैं. Let's say I talk about insertion at the tail. तो शुभम ने पूछा क्या complexity change होती है insertion की depending on the position? Yes, it changes. For example, if I have a linked list 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Right? This is the linked list I have, and this is the head node of the linked list. And let's assume I do not want to insert at the head. I want to insert at the tail. ठीक है, मुझे tail पे insert करना है. Let's say I want to insert 60. I want 60 to be inserted like this. ये मैं चाहता हूँ. Now, if you do not maintain a tail pointer, then to insert at the tail, your first step will be to find the tail node. And to find the tail node, you need to iterate over the entire linked list starting from the head node. Now, to find the tail node, that is a linear time operation. So if you do not maintain a pointer to the tail node from the very beginning, आपको पहले tail find करना पड़ेगा, that takes linear time, and then you have to insert. तो यहाँ पर insertion operation at tail takes linear time. On the other hand, अगर आप tail pointer maintain कर रहे हो, then you don't need to do this. Again, it is efficient, it is constant. आपको बस करना है tail arrow next equals to the newly created node, and you have to set tail as n if you maintain the tail pointer. So it depends कि आपकी linked list कैसे implemented है, right? Of course, when you're trying to insert at a position, that will be linear because you need to iterate to that position. Okay. So coming back to the original problem that we were discussing, we wanted to delete the node or delete data in the node at the head. So how can I do it? Let's say I have a linked list 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And this is the pointer to the head node. Now I am interested in deleting the head node. I want to delete this. So बहुत simple है. All I have to do is I have to reassign the head pointer to point to the node that comes after it. तो head को यहाँ reassign कर दो and then delete this. That's it. हो गया आपका काम. सबको clear है? Just reassign the head to its next node and then delete whatever was the old head. Of course, you need to store the old head before you update the head to the next node. सबको ये चीज clear है how we can delete at the head. So let me write the code, then it will be more clear. So what I can do is, again, this function will not return any value. It is delete at, sir, will the list be updated? Of course it will be updated. देखते हैं. So I want to delete at the head. So first of all, you store the old head in some temporary variable. So I can say node star old head equals to head. Once you have done that, all you have to do is you have to reassign head to point to the next node. So head equals to head arrow next. Once you have done that, you can delete the old head. हो गया आपका काम. That's it. How to delete 3 consecutive nodes in between the linked list. तो अगर आपको 3 nodes delete करने हैं, जैसा हर्षद पूछ रहा है, तो first iterate to the first node. फिर वहां से you can have a pointer or a counter that will count 3 nodes. तो ऐसे कर सकते हैं. But ये चीज clear है how we can delete at the head. Store value to temp and then head arrow. So I think अब clear होगा. We first store the pointer to the head node in some temporary pointer. Then we reassign the head to point to the next node, and then we delete the old head. Of course, when you delete a pointer, it will delete the memory that is referenced by the pointer. तो old head आपका delete हो जाएगा. ये चीज सबको clear है. Again, it is constant time. बताओ सबको clear है how we can delete a node at the head of the linked list? So I can move forward. Of course, there is a corner case here. कोई बता सकता है what is the corner case we are missing? एक corner case है यहाँ पर. Can anyone tell me? What if your linked list is empty? अगर आपकी लिंक लिस्ट एम्प्टी है एंड यू ट्राई टू डिलीट एट द हेड, वन नोड चलेगा, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. अगर एक नोड होगा तो आप क्या करोगे, आप हेड को नल कर दोगे और फिर जो नोड था उसको डिलीट कर दोगे. बट व्हाट इफ योर लिस्ट इज एम्प्टी? इफ योर लिस्ट इज एम्प्टी, then here you are trying to dereference a null pointer, and when you try to dereference a null pointer, that will lead to a segmentation fault. So that is a corner case you need to handle. So if my head is null, matlab list empty hai, so there is no point of deleting from the head, you can directly return. That's it. So this you should have. Segmentation का fault का मतलब ये होता है कि you try to access memory which is not part of a program memory. When you create a program, आपको कुछ मेमोरी एलोकेट करता है सिस्टम. व्हेन यू ट्राई टू एक्सेस मेमोरी दैट इज आउटसाइड दैट लीड्स टू सेगमेंटेशन फॉल्ट. अंडरफ्लो, आई डोंट नो अंडरफ्लो कहते हैं यानी, आई एम नॉट श्योर. सो सेगमेंटेशन फॉल्ट इज अ एरर इन C++. किसी और लैंग्वेज में कुछ और बोलते होंगे. ठीक है, दिस इज नॉट अ टर्म सेगमेंटेशन फॉल्ट जो लिंक लिस्ट में टिपिकली लोग यूज करते हैं, बट दिस इज in the context of C++. When you try to dereference a pointer which is null, it leads to segmentation fault. अगर आप में से if you have taken that course on operating system, तो वहां पर अच्छे से पढ़ाया जाता है कि segmentation fault क्या होता है and segmentation क्या होती है मेमोरी की, etc. Right? Okay. So this is how you can insert a node at the head of the linked list. This is how you can delete a node. Now we have seen how to insert, we have seen how to delete. Before I move on to search, let's say I want to print the linked list. I want to traverse the linked list. तो कैसे करूंगा traverse? किसी को पता है? How can I traverse a linked list? That is, how can I visit all the nodes in the linked list? How can I print values in each node of a linked list? For example, if I have 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, and this is the head node. So how to traverse? So first step is you create a temporary pointer which points to the head node of the linked list, right? Once you have done that, then you print the data at the temporary pointer. So 10 will be printed. Once 10 has been printed, you update the temporary pointer to point to the next node. So temp goes here. Once again, you print the data at the temporary pointer. So you print 20 and update temp to go to the next node. You will do this while your temp is not null. So 30 print hoga, temp will go here. 40 will print, and temp will go here. Finally, 50 will be printed, and now temp will be null because 50 next is null. तो किसी ने कहा था कि null क्यों इनिशियलाइज करता, तो यहाँ पर उसका काम आ गया. मान लो अगर आप नोड क्रिएट कर रहे हो और नेक्स्ट पॉइंटर में null नहीं डाल रहे हो, तो आप ट्रैवर्स कैसे करोगे? You do not know when your linked list ends, right? तो यहाँ पर एक आपका यूज केस आ गया, why you should have null while creating a node. So let's try to see. So I want to traverse a linked list. Once again, I don't want to return any value, so I will have a return type as void. I can say traverse. And what I have to do is, first of all, I need to create a temporary pointer to the head node. So I can say node star temp equals to head. And while my temporary pointer is not null, all I have to do is I have to print the data at the temporary node. And then I will adjust my temporary pointer to temp arrow next. And that's it. Let me add a new line just for better formatting. Sabko clear hai how we can iterate over linked list, how we can traverse a linked list and print the data inside it. अगर आप temporary pointer नहीं लेते and you work with the head pointer itself, तो होगा क्या कि at the end of this loop आपका head null हो जाएगा. Basically you will lose access to your linked list. That is why we needed a temporary pointer. सबको clear है how we can traverse a linked list? इसमें कितना टाइम लगेगा? Because you are iterating over the entire length of the linked list. If it has n nodes, this is a linear time operation, order of n. Okay, size of the linked list exactly. So we have made insertion, deletion, and traverse function. So इसको चला के देखते हैं, then we can move on to search. So I can create a linked list. Let me call it LL. So LL is an object of this class. And then I can insert at the head. So let's say I want to insert 50. Then I want to insert 40. Then I want to insert, let's say 30. I want to insert 20. I want to insert 10. So let me print this. So ll.traverse, and let's see what is the output. So we are getting 10, 20, 30, and 40, and 50. You first inserted 50, then 40 was inserted at the head. So you get 40, 50. Then you inserted 30 at the head, so you get 30, 40, 50, then 20, 30, 40, 50, finally 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So it is working correctly. Let's say I want to delete the node at the head, so I can say ll dot delete at head, and then I can traverse the linked list. So this time I think 10 will no longer be there. So see, now the linked list contains 20, 30, 40, and 50 because 10 was at the head, it is deleted. So sabko clear hai how we can insert at the head, how we can delete from the head, how we can traverse a linked list. This is a constant time operation. This is also a constant time operation. And of course, you are iterating over the length of the linked list. So it is a linear time operation. Okay. Next, we have search. So search is actually very easy. What is search? You are given a linked list, you are given a key, and you want to check whether or not that key is present inside the linked list or not, whether or not there is at least one node that has data equals to that key or not. So बहुत simple है, traverse वाला जो function हमने लिखा है, it will be exactly same. So I can say void search, and the user will give me the key. So I can say int key. What can I do? I can create a temporary pointer that will help me iterate over the linked list. And while my temp is not equal to null, what I will do is if temp arrow data, that is if the data inside the temporary node matches the key, then I'm done. I can directly return true. So because it returns a Boolean value, यहाँ पर हम bool लिख देते हैं. And if the temporary data does not match with the key, what will I do? I will adjust the temporary pointer to point to the next node. If you come out of this loop, अगर इस loop से आप बाहर आ गए, it means you did not find any node inside the linked list. You did not find any node inside the linked list which matches the key. So you can return false. So hopefully this is very clear क्योंकि हम traverse को देख चुके हैं. It works exactly the same. Traverse the linked list at every node, just check if the value at that node matches the key or not. If it matches, directly return true. If it does not match, update the temporary pointer to point to the next node. If you come out of this loop, मतलब आपका temporary null हो गया, it means you did not find any node inside the linked list that contains data which matches the key. So you can return false. सबको clear है? How we can search in a linked list? Of course, this is an iterative algorithm. So let's try to see. I can say ll dot search, and let's say I want to search for 10. And if it is found, I can print true. And if it is not found, I can print false. Right? And after I have deleted the node from the head, I will again try to search. So this time I expect the output to be true, and here I expect the output to be false. यहाँ पर मैंने ternary operator use किया है. अगर किसी को पता नहीं ternary operator क्या होता है, तो whatever value get here, if that evaluates to true, तो ये expression execute होगा. If this value evaluates to false, तो ये expression execute होगा. So because initially 10 was present inside the linked list, you get a true. Then when you deleted the node from the head, and again you try to search for 10, you get a false. So I hope सबको ये चीज clear है. Search operation, right? Okay. So ठीक है. We know how to insert, we know how to delete, we know how to traverse, we know how to search. अब कल हमने recursion पढ़ा था, तो थोड़ा recursion के programs की बात करते हैं. ठीक है? What if I want to search recursively? मुझे अगर linked list में किसी node को या किसी value को recursively search करना है, how will I do that? तो वो देखते हैं. So I will write the same काम कर रहे हैं. We are trying to search. Reversal using recursion पक्का होगा आज. कल किसी ने पूछा भी था. So we will see how to reverse a linked list using recursion. ठीक है? Sir, please share the program in the chat. So I don't think कि chat में ये सारा code आता है because there's a limit on Zoom. So let me try it. I'm not sure. Let me try it. नहीं हो रहा paste. It is too big. ये share हो जाएगा code after the end of the session. मैं आपके सामने ही mail डालूंगा जो कल मेरे को mail लिखवाई थी. ठीक है? तो I want to search in a linked list. email मिल जाएगा या जो भी मेरे को WhatsApp नंबर दे दोगे उस पर मैं भेज दूंगा. तो I want to search in a linked list. Okay. So the organizers will share on the WhatsApp group. Okay. So I want to search in a linked list recursively. तो कैसे करेंगे? Let's try to see. Let's say I have a linked list with the values 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. This is my linked list. and this is the pointer to the head node. And let's say the key that I'm looking for is 30. This is what I want to search in this linked list. And I want to design a recursive algorithm. तो बहुत simple है. What I will do is, I will compare the data at the head node with the key. If it matches, I am done. काम हो गया मेरा, I can return true, right? I will match the data of the key. I will match the data of the head node with the key. If they match, I am done. I can directly return true. कोई और काम नहीं करना मेरे को. On the other hand, if the data at the head node does not match with the key, then I have to search for this key in this list starting from the second node. ये बताओ clear है? First, I will compare the data of the head node with the key. If they match, I am done. और कुछ नहीं करना. If they do not match, then I have to search for this key in the linked list starting from the next node. And searching in the linked list starting from the next node is clearly a smaller instance of the same problem. Yes or no? Searching in the linked list starting from here is clearly a smaller instance of the same problem. Why? Because originally I wanted to search for the key in this entire linked list starting from this node. And right now I'm trying to search for the key in the linked list starting from this node. So clearly the size of my problem has reduced. So ये सब agree करते हैं कि searching in the linked list starting from this node is a smaller instance of the same problem. Yes or no? Batao. Now, because it's a smaller instance of the same problem, I can give the responsibility of solving that sub problem to किसको दूंगा? To my assistant, right? तो बस हो गया काम मेरा. Just to repeat, compare the key that you are looking for with the data at the head node. If they match, you are done. काम हो गया आपका, you can return true. If they do not match, then try to search for the key in the remaining linked list that starts from the next node. Now, searching for the key in the linked list that starts from the second node is clearly a smaller instance of the same problem. Therefore, I can give the responsibility of solving that sub problem to recursion. तो इसको एक बार लिखते हैं, and then we can come to the base case. So I want to search recursively. So I can say bool search recursive, and this will accept a single argument, which is the, can we start searching from the middle of the list and then move? तो ऐसा आपको क्यों करना है शुभम? आप कहीं से भी शुरुआत कर सकते हो, depends on you. आपका initial point आप मतलब depend करेगा आपने initial point क्या दिया है. To decrease the time. What if पहला नोड ही आपका की से मैच करता है या दूसरा नोड मैच करता है, फिर you have 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Let's say you are searching for 10. अगर आप मिडिल से शुरू करोगे तो 10 तो आपको मिलेगा ही नहीं, राइट? तो लिंक लिस्ट में, लिंक लिस्ट इट्स अ लीनियर डेटा स्ट्रक्चर जहां पर आपको आइटरेट करना पड़ेगा ही. तो यू कैन नॉट स्केप लीनियर टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. लीनियर के नीचे आप कर ही नहीं सकते लिंक लिस्ट में, इवन इफ इट इज सॉर्टेड. तो आई विल गिव द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट, कहां से मेरे को सर्च स्टार्ट करनी है. लेट्स से द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट इज P and I will give the key, right? So here I can call ll.search. I can pass the head of the linked list, and let's say I want to search for 20. And if this returns true, I can print true. And if this returns false, I can print false. Okay. So this is the search function. It is search recursive, of course. I pass the head of the linked list because you always start your search from the head node, and then you pass the data that you want to search. तो अब आते हैं इस पे. क्या करना है हमें? If P arrow data matches the key, you are done. आपका काम हो गया. You can return true. If it does not match the key, then you have to search in the remaining linked list that starts from the node that comes after P. So I can say search recursive P arrow next, comma key. Now, if this function call returns true, you can return true. If it returns false, you return false. So basically, whatever values returned by this function call, you can return that. सबको clear है recursive case for our program? Is this recursive case clear to everyone? बताओ. Initially, आपके P की value head होगी. That will be the head of the linked list. So if head data matches the key, you return true. Otherwise, search for that key in the remaining linked list that starts. Binary search, but on two-way linked list. ये चीज क्लियर है सबको? Now coming to the base case. तो base case में मैंने क्या बताया था? Ask yourself why this is a smaller instance of the same problem. This is a smaller instance of the same problem because the size of my linked list is getting reduced. The search space in which I want to search for the key is getting reduced. Yes or no? And which is the variable that controls the size? वो कौन सा variable है जो आपकी linked list का size control कर रहा है? It is the head of the linked list. That is P. So your base case will be in terms of P. Now for what value of P, given that it starts from the head node and it increments by one step in every recursive call, for what value of P will you stop? या फिर what value of P your recursive case fails? कोई बता सकता है? At what value of P? Null. Exactly. When your P is null, then your this will fail. Why? Because here you are trying to dereference a null pointer. Here also you are trying to dereference a null pointer. So if P is null, that is your list is empty, that is when you will hit the base case. Now मेरे को ये बताओ, अगर आपकी list empty है and I tell you search whether or not a key is present inside the empty list or not, आपका आंसर क्या होगा? Can a key be present inside an empty list? No. So what will you return? You will return false. That's it. This is the base case and this is the recursive case. Of course, काफी लोग क्या कहते हैं, depends on who is teaching you. So someone, कोई कुछ ऐसे होते हैं जो कहते हैं इसको recursive case कहते हैं. This is a self work that you do in addition to base case and recursive case, but मैं इसको एक ही में count करता हूँ, right? So that's why I'm saying this is entire recursive case and this is your base case. Just to be more explicit, I can write like this. And that's it. This is how we can search. So here we are trying to search for 20. Let's see if it works or not. So we are getting a true. Let's say I delete the node at the head of the linked list. That is 20 is deleted. And now if I want to search for 20, I should get a false. So let's see, you are getting a false. Maybe what I can do is before deleting, I can traverse, or after deleting, I can traverse. So 20 was present, so we get a true. Then 20 was deleted, so we get a false. So I hope सबको clear है how we can search recursively in a linked list, right? Okay. एक और simple program करते हैं. What if I ask you to calculate the length of a linked list recursively? Iteratively आप कर सकते हो. Just traverse the linked list, maintain a counter, and keep adding values to that counter as long as your temporary is not equal to null. So iterative बहुत easy है. What if I want to calculate the length of the linked list? That is the number of nodes present inside the linked list recursively. तो कैसे करेंगे? तो वही same approach रहेगी हमारी. We have a linked list, let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And this is the pointer to the head node. Now let's assume someone tells you that the length of the linked list that starts from this node, which is the second node of the linked list, is X. Then how can you use this information to calculate the length of the entire linked list? Batao. If someone tells you the length of the linked list starting from this node is X, then what will be the length of the entire linked list? It will be 1 plus X, right? Now computing the length of the linked list starting from this node is clearly a smaller instance of the same problem, right? Because the size of the list is getting reduced. So I can give this to recursion, or I can give this to my assistant. That's it. इसको करके देखते हैं. So what I can say is I can write a function. Let me call it int, because I am returning the length, so the return type should be int length recursive. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay, so I wanted to write this function length recursive. So what I can do is I can again pass the starting point from where I want to calculate the length. So let's say that is P, which will be initially head, and that's it. Now what will I do? I will say, I will first need to calculate the length of the linked list starting from the next node. So I can say int x equals to length recursive p arrow next. So this will give me the length of the linked list starting from the next node. Now, what will the length of the entire linked list? It will be return 1 plus x. That's it. Recursive case sabko clear hai? Is the recursive case clear to everyone? You first calculated the length of the linked list starting from the next node, which you can give to recursion because it's a smaller instance of the same problem. You get x from it. You add 1 to x and you return that value as the length of the linked list that starts from node P, which is initially head. Is this thing clear to everyone? The recursive case? Now, of course, you don't need to create this local variable. आप directly इस चीज को copy कर सकते हो यहाँ पर. You don't need to create a local variable. So we can write like this as well. Now, base case. What about the base case? So clearly, we have a single variable here that controls the length of the linked list. So the base case will be in terms of P. And at what value of P, given that it starts from head at increments by 1 in every step, will you stop? Or for what value of P, this recursive case fails. So Harsh ne bataya hai कि when P becomes null, that is your list becomes empty, then if you try to dereference it, it gives a segmentation fault. So clearly, when P is null, you will hit the base case, right? Now, if I give you an empty list, because when P is null, that means your list is empty. What will be your length? अगर आपकी list empty है and I ask you, what is the length of the linked list? आपका आंसर क्या होगा? बस हर्ष का आंसर है, कोई और? Anyone else? It will be 0, right? So I can return 0. So that's it. We have the base case and we have the recursive case. So let's try to print it here. So let's say I created node, I traverse the linked list, and I can say cout ll.length, right? And then I deleted a node. I can again try to see out the length. So this time I should get 4. This is length recursive. So this is length recursive, and you need to pass the starting point as well. So ll.head. And then maybe I can have length here as well. After you delete another head, you can again calculate the length. So let's run this. So initially I have a length of 5. Then I deleted one node, which was 10. So I get length as 4. Then I deleted another node, which was 20. So I get a length of 3. So this is working correctly. सबको ये चीज clear है? How we can calculate length of a linked list? Right? क्या हुआ, किसी को कुछ बोलना था क्या? I think किसी का mic on हो गया था.
सब वो किसी का बाय मिस्टेक हो गया.
हाँ चलो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. तो we have seen how to calculate length. We have seen how to search in a linked list recursively. अब जो problem काफी लोग कह रहे थे, how do you reverse a linked list? I want to reverse a linked list recursively. So how can I do it? तो कितने लोगों को पता है how we can reverse a linked list iteratively? Iterative पता है कितने लोगों को? ये बताओ मुझे. By changing the, basically you change the links, right? अब I want to reverse a linked list recursively. Iterative अगर आप online किसी blog पे भी checkout करोगे, आपको समझ आ जाएगा. After doing a dry run, recursive में let's try to see how to think recursively to reverse a linked list. Okay. So वही same approach रहने वाले हैं. देखो मैंने कल कहा था कि every data structure, for example linked list or trees, यहाँ पर कुछ patterns होते हैं. How recursion works. तो how basically your problem reduces. तो यहाँ पर we will follow the same pattern जो हमने search में देखा है, हमने length में देखा है. Let's say I have a linked list with the value 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. This is the linked list that I have, and this is the pointer to the head node. Now I want to search, I want to reverse this linked list recursively. तो कैसे करेंगे? Let's assume someone reverse this linked list for you. किसी ने इतनी linked list आपके लिए reverse कर दी. मतलब he gives you 20, 30, 40, and 50. Someone has reversed this much linked list for you. ठीक है? Now, if I give you this, if you know that someone has reversed the linked list starting from this node, then what you have to do to reverse the entire linked list? पूरी linked list को reverse करने के लिए आपको क्या करना है? All you have to do is अभी ऐसा कुछ सिचुएशन है मेरे पास, ये किसी ने रिवर्स कर दिया मेरे लिए. What will I have to do? I have to set the next pointer of this node to point to 10, and I have to set the next pointer of 10 to point to null. Yes or no? मेरे सारे लिंक्स रिवर्स हो गए. अभी मैं हेड की बात नहीं करूंगा कि हेड का क्या हुआ, बट मेरे सारे लिंक्स रिवर्स हो गए, राइट? एक और बार, आई एम डूइंग इट once more. So we have 10, we have 20, we have 30, we have 40, and we have 50. I want to reverse this entire linked list. मतलब I want to reverse the links. मतलब my final output should be, this should be my final output. ये मुझे चाहिए. This is what I want. This is given, and this is what I want. तो मैंने क्या कहा कि if someone reverses the links for this sublist which starts from the second node for you, किसी ने आप क्लिक कर दिया, that is he gives you 20, 30, 40 and 50. Then what do you have to do to reverse the entire linked list? मुझे कुछ नहीं करना. All I have to do is I have to set the next pointer of 20 to point to 10, and I have to set the next pointer of 10 to point to null. If I do that, then all the links are reversed. इतना सबको clear है? Is this clear to everyone? बताओ. Now reversing the links of the list that starts from here is clearly a smaller instance of the same problem. This is a smaller instance of the same problem. Why? Because originally I wanted to convert or reverse the links of the entire list. But here I am reversing the links of this sublist. So this is clearly a smaller instance of the same problem. Because this is a smaller instance of the same problem, I can give this to recursion. I can give this to my assistant. तो इतना हमने देख लिया, इसको implement करते हैं, then we will see what other changes we have to make. So I can write a program, let's say void reverse, and to this function I will pass the starting address of the node जहां से मेरे को reverse start करना है. So that should be initially head. So let me create a variable p which will be initially head, and I want to reverse this linked list. तो मुझे क्या करना है? To reverse the linked list, first I will reverse all the links starting from the next node. That is something that the assistant will do for me. So I can call reverse and I can pass p arrow next. So this function call will reverse the sublist that starts from the second node. ये आपके लिए हो गया. अब क्या करना है आपको? Let's just get back to the blackboard. ये आपने दिया recursion को, recursion ने आपको दिया 20, 30, 40 and 50. We have 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. ये चीज आपने recursion को दी, recursion ने आपको ये ला के दिया. अब मुझे क्या करना है? I have to set the next of this node to point to 10. अब ये कहां से मिलेगा मेरे को? How will I get this? मेरे पास ये है. How will I get this? This node is nothing but the next of p, right? So I can say node star q equals to p arrow next. ये मेरा 20 था. अब क्या करना है? q arrow next को मेरे को करना है p, and p arrow next को करना है मेरे को null. अब सबको क्लियर है what we have done? Is it clear to everyone what we have done? You reversed the links of the list that starts from the second node. Once you have done that, तो second node का next को आपको first node को point करवाना है. तो second node कैसे access करोगे? That is nothing but p arrow next, which I am calling as q. So q arrow next को आपने first node पे point करवाया, and first node का next आपने null कर दिया. This will reverse all the links. इतना सबको clear है? बताओ. Right? Okay. Now coming to the base case. So first of all, tell me if p starts from head and with each recursive call, it moves to the next node, till what point you will move p before you stop? Or for what value of p this recursive call will fail? p की क्या value होगी for which this recursive call fails? हम देखते हैं ऊपर बार-बार. So it should be very obvious. So कोई बताएगा या मैं बताऊं? For what value of p will the recursive call fail? ये वाली बस ये line, this line of code. Anyone? When p is null, exactly. So when p is null, if p is null, That is, you have an empty linked list. Now, if I give you an empty linked list and I ask you to reverse it, आप क्या करोगे? आपको कुछ करना है? If I give you an empty linked list and I ask you to reverse it, कुछ नहीं करना, तो आपको you will just return. तो return null नहीं करेंगे. This is a void function. You will just return, right? If I give you a linked list which is empty, you will just return. Okay. Is there any other base case that you need to handle? What if your linked list has a single node? तब क्या होगा? If your linked list has a single node, this will not be hit. You will come here, which is a valid recursive call. Then you will come here. P arrow next will be null in that case. And here you're doing Q arrow next. That is, you're trying to dereference a null pointer. So that will lead to a segmentation fault. So we have another base case, which is if P arrow next equals to null, which means you have a single node. अब आप मेरे को बताओ, if I give you a linked list that contains a single node and I ask you to reverse it, आपको कुछ करना है? Do you have to do anything? It is already reversed, so you can return, right? जितना मैंने लिखा है इतना clear है सबको. The recursive case and the base cases, why we have these two conditions. जितना लिखा है उतना clear है सबको. Now there is a small detail which is missing. एक छोटी सी detail हमारे पास missing है, which is, let's say you have a linked list that has n nodes and the value of n is greater than 0. Let's say the value of n is 100. You have 100 nodes in a linked list. So in this function, we start from the head node. With every recursive call, we move to the next node. Can you tell me when I will hit P arrow next equals to null, then I will be at which node? मैं कौन से node पे होऊंगा जब ऐसी condition hit होगी? You will be at the last node, exactly जो कुणाल ने बोला. When P arrow next is null, that is you are at the last node, you are at the tail node. So this also means you are at the last node. अब जो tail node है of the original linked list, in the reversed linked list, you want it to be the head of the linked list, yes or no? The tail node of the original linked list should be the head of the new linked list or the reversed linked list. So what will I do? I will say head equals to P. That's it. हो गया मेरा काम. If P arrow next is null, that means P is the tail node. I will set head as P and I'm done. बस ऐसे ही करते हैं reverse linked list को recursively. सबको ये चीज clear है? How we can reverse a linked list recursively? So maybe what I can do is, let's say, जो last linked list है मेरे पास, that is 30, 40, and 50. So I can call the function ll.reverse, and I can pass the head of the linked list. And once I have reversed the linked list, I can traverse the linked list. So I should get the output as 50, 40, and 30. So देखते हैं चलता है या नहीं. So we are getting 50, 40, and 30. It works. Will head be defined as global? तो मैंने क्या बोला था कि मैं क्लास बना रहा हूँ, तो I will always have a pointer to the head node as a data member. But अगर आप functional programming कर रहे हो, तो there are two options. You can either make head as a global variable or you can always pass the head as well. उसको change मत करना कहीं पर, pass it as reference and you will be fine. ठीक है? हर्ष चौहान. ठीक है, तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा उस केस में, अगर आप फंक्शनल प्रोग्रामिंग कर रहे हो, सर्च फंक्शन जो आपका रिवर्स फंक्शन है, यहाँ पर आप हेड भी पास करोगे, विच शुड बी पास बाय रेफरेंस, और ये पी भी पास करोगे, विच शुड इनिशियली हेड. कुछ लोग क्या करते हैं, इसको ग्लोबल बना देते हैं सो दैट दे डोंट नीड टू पास हेड. ठीक है, बट हेयर वी हैव क्रिएटेड द क्लास, तो वी डोंट नीड टू केयर अबाउट हेड. हेड पहले से है मेरे पास. दिस इज द हेड, दैट इज द डेटा मेंबर. मैं इसको दिस एरो हेड भी लिखूंगा, दैट इज द सेम थिंग. तो सबको क्लियर है व्हाट इज अ लिंक्ड लिस्ट डेटा स्ट्रक्चर, how we can insert a node at the head of the linked list, how we can delete the node at the head of the linked list, how we can search in a linked list, how we can traverse in a linked list, how we can reverse a linked list recursively. ठीक है, तो एक क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. और is there any difference between procedural and functional? तो नहीं, मेरे ख्याल से नहीं. आई थिंक फंक्शनल प्रोग्रामिंग मतलब जो फंक्शंस हम बनाते हैं, क्लास वगैरह का कोई काम नहीं है. टिपिकली डेटा साइंस एमएल में फंक्शनल प्रोग्रामिंग करते हैं ज्यादातर लोग. ठीक है, आई थिंक प्रोसीजरल टेक्स्ट बुक में मैंने कभी पढ़ा था आज से 10 साल पहले, मेरे को भी इतने अच्छे से कंफर्म नहीं है. बट फंक्शनल मतलब आप फंक्शंस के साथ ही काम कर रहे हो, यू आर नॉट मेकिंग एनी क्लासेस एक्सेट्रा. बेसिकली आप ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग नहीं कर रहे. ठीक है, और ये वो फंक्शनल नहीं है, एक फंक्शनल लैंग्वेजेस भी होती है मेरे ख्याल से, मैं नाम भूल गया, देयर इज अ लैंग्वेज व्हिच इज अ फंक्शनल लैंग्वेज, वो कुछ और ही होता है, एक नाम भूल गया मैं, कोबॉल, आई डोंट नो। खैर, प्रोसीजरल मेरे ख्याल से इट इज, जो मैं कहना चाह रहा हूँ वही होता है। खैर, तो ठीक है, एक क्वेश्चन देखते हैं, आप मेरे को बताना कैसे हम इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, दैट इज ऑन लिंक लिस्ट। तो अब इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करेंगे, बहुत इम्प्लीमेंट कर लिया आज के लिए, देखते हैं कैसे करेंगे इसको। लेट्स से आई हैव 10, आई हैव 20, आई हैव 30, आई हैव 40 एंड आई हैव 50, राइट? दिस इज द हेड ऑफ द लिंक लिस्ट. Now I want you to write a program. I want you to tell me how I can find the midpoint, the node at the middle of the linked list. कैसे कर सकता हूँ? कोई बता सकता है? I just need the approach. You are given a linked list represented by the pointer to the head node, and I want you to find the midpoint. Tortoise method. ये क्या चीज होती है अमित कुमार? Please enlighten. What is the tortoise method? आप बोल भी सकते हो if you want. Raise hand करके. Make two pointers advance 1 by 1 second by exactly. तो सही बोल रहे हो, मुझे पता नहीं था इसको टोटॉइज मेथड कहते हैं, बट द आइडिया इज करेक्ट. हर्ष ने भी सही आंसर दिया है, which is to count the number of nodes or to calculate the length of the linked list. And once you have calculated the length, then let's say the length is n, you can iterate over the linked list starting from the head node n by 2 times. ठीक है, that is one way. Calculate the length calculate कर लो, and let's say the length is n, then starting from the head node iterate n by 2 times. But इस चीज में you have to do n plus n by 2 steps. What if I want to calculate the midpoint of the linked list without calculating the length? What if I want to calculate the midpoint of the linked list without calculating the length? तो ये काफी लोगों ने ये आंसर दिया है, आई थिंक ऋषभ ने भी यही आंसर दिया है, और काफी लोग दूसरा आंसर दे रहे हैं जिन्होंने पहले कहीं देखा है क्वेश्चन या पहले कभी अटेम्प्ट किया है. So that is one way, that is correct, but you have to spend n plus n by 2 steps. N steps to calculate the length and n by 2 steps to get to the midpoint. What if I want to find the midpoint without calculating the length of the linked list? तब कैसे करोगे? Traverse from both the side. तो भाई, this is a singly linked list. We have single links. It is not a doubly linked list, so you cannot traverse from both the sides. सही आपका आइडिया था, मतलब अगर डबल लिंक लिस्ट होती and you have a tail pointer, तब तो दिक्कत ही नहीं है. Start and head together, when they will meet at the midpoint, which is correct. But यहाँ पर we have a singly linked list. इसको singly linked list पे कहते हैं कि you have only a pointer to the next node. Previous node के बारे में कोई information नहीं. कोई और तरीका? तो बता ही देता हूँ, काफी लोगों ने चैट में बता दिया है कि what we will do is we'll maintain 2 pointers. One I am calling the slow pointer, which will be initialized to the head of the linked list, and another I am calling the fast pointer. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So I have the slow pointer and I have the fast pointer. At every step of the algorithm, slow will move by 1 step and fast will move by 2 steps. So slow will come here, fast will go here. Slow will come here, fast will go here. As soon as fast becomes null, your slow will be at the mid. सबको ये चीज क्लियर है? मतलब it is very intuitive. तो इसका काफी यूज होता है टिपिकली इन क्वेश्चंस ऑन लिंक लिस्ट, स्लो एंड फास्ट पॉइंटर वाली चीज. एक और क्वेश्चन अभी देखते हैं, बट ये चीज सबको क्लियर है. यू मेंटेन अ स्लो पॉइंटर, you maintain a fast pointer, move the slow pointer 1 step at a time, move the fast pointer 2 steps at a time. As soon as fast becomes null, slow will be at the middle. Okay, एक और क्वेश्चन पूछता हूं मैं, चलो ठीक है. Let's say you are given a linked list that contains the value 10, 20, 30. इसमें कुछ कॉर्नर केसेस होते हैं, आपको हैंडल करने पड़ेंगे, तो that you can check out, but I hope the intuition is clear. So let's say I have a linked list 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. This is the head of the linked list, and I will give you a value k, right, which is less than n, where n is the length of the linked list. So I have a k which is greater than 0 and it is less than equal to n, that is the length of the linked list, and I want you to find the kth node from the last. So for example, if I want to find the second node from the last, my answer should be this. If I want to find the third node from the last, my answer should be 3. ठीक है, तो कैसे आप फाइंड करोगे द kth नोड फ्रॉम द लास्ट? क्वेश्चन सबको क्लियर है? यू आर गिवन अ लिंक लिस्ट, यू आर गिवन अ वैल्यू ऑफ k, यू हैव टू फाइंड द kth नोड फ्रॉम द लास्ट. कैसे करेंगे? हिंट ये है कि अगेन वी विल यूज अ स्लो एंड अ फास्ट पॉइंटर. तो ठीक है अमित कुमार, ओके, वी विल ट्रेवर्स n minus k nodes. तो अमित कुमार, यू विल नॉट बी गिवन द लेंथ ऑफ द लिंक लिस्ट. लेंथ आप कैलकुलेट नहीं कर सकते. You are only given k. अब बताओ, without calculating the length, how can you find the kth node from the last? तो मैं 1 मिनट और दूंगा, then I will discuss. ठीक है, सोच लो. Sir, should I read books for data structure and algorithms like Corman? तो कौन से ईयर में आप हर्षित? You are in which year? Second year. देखो, डिपेंड्स. डिपेंड्स. कभी भी ऐसी किताबें कॉर्मन हो गई, स्कीना हो गई, you don't read it completely. If you want to refer them for a specific algorithm. That's it. Use it as a reference. But ये नहीं कि पहले पेज से शुरू किया पढ़ना and you read it. कुछ नहीं होने वाला. You will just waste your time. तो मैंने खुद नहीं पढ़ी कभी. But I refer them. I refer them time to time, but I have never read them. And in fact, Corman said, I have Skeena, एक Steven Skeena, उस प्रोफेसर के lectures भी हैं YouTube पे. You can definitely watch them when you have free time. But typically, if you are in second year, तो आपका internship वाली जो placements होती हैं वो शुरू हो जाती हैं 4th semester के बाद. If you are in third year, तो आपकी placement 6th semester के बाद शुरू होती हैं. तो you should focus more on placements. जिसके लिए you should solve problems more often. तो किताब पढ़ने से ठीक है, you will get the knowledge, but problem solving abilities will you will get only by solving. ठीक है, तो काफी लोगों ने बता दिया. तो what I will do is I will again maintain 2 pointers. I am calling the slow pointer and the fast pointer. Initially what I will do is I will move the fast pointer k steps forward. So let's say k की value 2 है, तो fast pointer मैंने 1 step and 2nd step, 2 step forward move कर लिया. Now that the fast pointer is k step forward, इसका मतलब slow जो है it is k steps behind. अब क्या करूंगा? At this point I can start moving fast and slow at the same pace. So slow will come here, fast will come here. Slow will come here, fast will come here. Slow will come here, and fast will come here. At this point, your slow will be at the kth node from the last. तो k की वैल्यू मैंने क्या ली थी? 2 ली थी. तो it is at the second last node from the last. तो सबको क्लियर है? Maintain a fast pointer which initially moves k steps forward, then start moving slow and fast at the same pace till fast becomes null. At which point wherever slow is pointing to will be your kth node from the last. सबको क्लियर है ये अप्रोच? तो मेरे ख्याल से हर्ष ने ये अप्रोच बताई है. तो हर्ष ने सही बताया. ठीक है, एक और क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. that will be the last question for linked list. So let's say I'm given a linked list. I have 10, 20, 30, 40, let's say 50, let's say 60, and that's it. And this linked list contains a cycle. या फिर इस linked list में जो cycle है, let's say I have another linked list. I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. And this linked list does not have a cycle. So you will be given a linked list and you have to check whether or not that linked list contains a cycle or not. Cycle है या cycle नहीं है? You should return a true when it contains a cycle. You should return false if it does not contain a cycle. कैसे करेंगे? How can I find a cycle? Question clear है सबको? For example, अगर मैं linked list ये देता हूँ आपको, your answer should be true. अगर ये false देता हूँ तो exactly all the elements different. Elements की value से कोई मतलब नहीं है. I just want to check if there is a cycle or not. तो एक सेकंड मैं रीड कर लेता हूँ, काफी आंसर्स आ रहे हैं. तो निखिल ने कहा है tortoise hair. अच्छा, tortoise hair. ओके, तो ऊपर किसी ने कहा था tortoise method. तो tortoise में समझ नहीं पाया था, बट किसी ने जब hair लिखा तो मेरे को समझ आ गया. ठीक है, this runs faster and this runs slower. ठीक है, तो yes, that is the correct answer. तो when tail is null, that is not cycle. Okay, that is also correct. Elements का हमें कोई मतलब है नहीं. If pointer is not null, traverse and pointer is not. ठीक है, तो बहुत simple approach है. Once again, what you can do is you can maintain a fast pointer and you can maintain a slow pointer. At every step, slow will move by 1 step at a time and fast will move 2 steps at a time. If at any point the fast pointer and the slow pointer meet, then I know for sure that there is cycle. क्योंकि cycle नहीं होगी तो कभी meet नहीं करेंगे. But if they meet, then it means that there is a cycle. So सबको clear है, मतलब it is very intuitive. There is nothing to explain. Because fast is moving at twice the speed. If it happens to meet slow, then definitely there is a cycle. तो ये उसमें होता है ओलंपिक का जो आपका ट्रैक होता है, फॉर एग्जांपल रेसिंग ट्रैक जो होता है. सपोज एक रनर है, that runs at 20 kilometers per hour and there is a runner that runs at 10 kilometers per hour. तो आपने क्वेश्चन कभी पढ़े होंगे कि at what point they will meet. तो ये पूरा घूम के जब तक यहाँ 2 बार पहुंचा तब तक एक ही बार घूम पाया था. So that means they are running in a circular track. So that is the same intuition that we use here. If the slow and the fast pointer meet at some point, it means that there is a cycle. If they never meet, that is your fast becomes null. It means there is not a cycle. इसका एक extension होता है इस question का कि if there is a cycle, then remove that cycle. So that is something you can look up on your own. But I hope you get the idea. So slow fast pointer, it is very common type of technique to solve questions on linked list, right? Linked list, it's a very important data structure from the point of view that it is used to implement other data structures like stacks and queues, etc. Even graphs, when they are represented as adjacency list, they are represented as a map of list. So it's an important data structure. And how much time we should spend on linked list? तो time की बात नहीं होती. आप linked list पढ़ लो एक बार, कुछ questions उसके solve कर लो, that are classical problems. एक बार you are comfortable कि yes, I know what a linked list is, I know how to implement it, I know how to insert, delete, remove, search, etc. ये सब मेरे को आता है. I can do questions like these. तो lead code पे जाओ, code forces पे जाओ, just try to solve problems randomly. आपको पता चल जाएगा कि आपका level क्या है. जब आपको लगे कि yes, I am comfortable. For example, if you are doing lead code, तो अगर मीडियम लेवल के क्वेश्चंस आराम से होने लग रहे हैं within half an hour or 1 hour, मतलब ठीक है, that is well and good. From where we should read theory? तो देखो ऐसा तो मेरे पास कोई रिसोर्स है नहीं, तो मैंने तो बहुत जगह से पढ़ी है, मेरे को याद भी नहीं कहाँ से मैंने पढ़ा है. अगर मैं अपनी बात करूँ तो अगर आप इंटरेस्टेड हो, you can join my batch. It is starting from 18 September. It's a live batch on Zoom from Coding Clocks. If you want to, if you live in Delhi NCR, you can join my classroom batch which runs at Pitampura on weekends. तो अगर आपको कहीं से पढ़ना है मुझसे पढ़ सकते हो, या फिर if you find any online resource you can take it. ठीक है. I am confused between C++ and Java, though I am comfortable with Java as I have been coding since school. But sir, which one is more important from placement point of view? Placement point of view से language का कोई मतलब नहीं होता. For example, जब आप placement test में जाते हो तो first round is a coding round, जहाँ पर आप कोई भी language use कर सकते हो. You can use Java, you can use Python, you can use C++, you can use JavaScript, you can use anything. आपसे कोई नहीं पूछने वाला. When you go for interviews, suppose coding round आपका clear हो गया, then you will go for interviews. Now product-based companies typically have 3 to 5 rounds. उन 3 to 5 राउंड्स में अराउंड 2 राउंड्स होते हैं यहाँ पर बस एल्गोरिथम के क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं, जिसमें आपसे बस एल्गोरिथम का इंट्यूशन मांगी जाती है. दे डोंट वांट यू टू राइट द कोड. एंड इफ देयर आर अदर राउंड्स ऑफ डीएसए और वहां पे इंप्लीमेंटेशन पूछी जाती है, तो देयर इज नो कंस्ट्रेंट ऑन लैंग्वेज. क्योंकि देखो लैंग्वेज आप कोई भी सीख लो, C++, जावा, आप जिस कंपनी में जाओगे वहां पर कोई टेक्नोलॉजी यूज हो रही होगी तो आपको वापस सीखनी पड़ेगी. ठीक है, तो आपको जो सीखनी है, अगर आप जावा पहले से करते आ रहे हो तो स्टिक विद जावा. ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि C++ is important from placement point of view. Competitive coding में जाना तो yes, I can say C++ use करो because almost 80% of coders on that do competitive coding, they use C++. तो इसका फायदा बस ये है कि आपको resources बहुत सारे मिल जाएंगे C++ में, वरना कोई फायदा नहीं है. ठीक है, कोई भी लैंग्वेज चूज करो but you should code and always stick with one language. आप एंड्रॉइड सीख लो, वेब डेवलपमेंट सीख लो, मशीन लर्निंग कर लो, जो करना है करो, दैट इज सेपरेट थिंग. बट as far as problem solving is concerned, as far as DSA is concerned, always stick with one language जो आप फर्स्ट ईयर से अपनी प्लेसमेंट तक साथ रखोगे. आपको उसका एक एक चीज पता है, क्योंकि ये काफी कंफ्यूजन में देखता हूँ लोगों को होता है. दे नो C++, दे नो जावा, दे नो पाइथन. जब कोड करने का टाइम आता है तो कुछ भी नहीं आता. तो ऐसा मत करना. बी परफेक्ट इन वन लैंग्वेज और बाकी सीखते रहना. ठीक है, तो इस लीड कोड सफिशिएंट फॉर बेसिक एंड एडवांस क्वेश्चंस? मोर देन सफिशिएंट. लीड कोड पे इफ यू डू अराउंड 250 to 300 क्वालिटी क्वेश्चन मतलब मान लो लेट्स टेक टॉपिक ऑफ एरेज. एरेज के मान लो आपने 50 क्वेश्चंस लीड कोड पे किए एंड 20 questions are easy, 20 questions are medium, and 10 questions are hard. Or 30 questions are easy, 15 are medium, and 5 are hard. That is more than enough. मतलब 99% of the companies you can crack easily. देखो ऐसा होता है कि प्लेसमेंट में जब आप प्लेसमेंट में जाते हो, दे एक्सपेक्ट दैट यू हैव सम एबिलिटी टू सॉल्व प्रॉब्लम्स. यू बेसिकली दे वांट टू चेक कि आप सोच सकते हो या नहीं चीजों को, राइट? They do not expect you to be perfect. They do not expect you to know everything. क्योंकि अगर सब अभी सीख लोगे तो बाद में क्या सीखोगे? And computer science as a field is something that you have to be a lifelong learner. हर दिन आप नई चीजें सीखते हो. तो ऐसा कभी नहीं होने वाला that आपको सब कुछ आ गया हो. But Lead Code as a platform is more than enough if आपकी प्लेसमेंट बहुत जल्दी आने वाली है. For example, within 6 months or within 5 months. If you have more time, for example, first year students or second year students, then Lead Code करो. एक टाइम के बाद वो एग्जॉस्ट हो जाएगा. You can move to Codeforces. If you are interested in competitive coding, of course you can move to Codeforces. इन दोनों प्लेटफॉर्म के अलावा और कुछ जरूरत नहीं होती. Codeforces भी इट्स एन एड ऑन, मतलब कर लिया तो कर लिया, प्लेसमेंट में इतना भी नहीं पूछते. Of course, if you sit for Google etc. तो हो सकता है, but 99% of the companies in India you don't need. ठीक है? So that's it from my side. I think trees तो हम नहीं कर सकते. That is not possible. So that is all from my side. I hope linked list समझ आ गया होगा. जिसको पहले से आता था उसको कुछ नया पता चला हो, जिसको नहीं आता था उसको एटलीस्ट कुछ तो पता चला होगा. ठीक है.
So that was an interesting and informative session by Abhishek sir, and I'm sure our audience would agree with that. So on behalf of JIT also student chapter, we really appreciate you taking out time for us and teaching our students so well. We hope you will be able to join us in the future events as well.
Future events के लिए I don't think मैं अभी next months में आ सकता हूँ because I'm very jam packed. But hopefully कभी ना कभी chance मिलेगा, वापस
Yes, sir.
मिलेगा. ठीक है?
We would love meeting you
Okay.
as well.